Hey guys, good morning. I know I didn't do a video for Tuesday, but I started at a new store with my company, as you guys may know. Or if you don't know, I'm a restaurant manager for a pizza shop, and well, there's several of us, but in this case, I started at a new shop and didn't get to shoot a video. Unfortunately, much like the shop I just left, it's still the struggle is real with understaffing and things like that. But yeah, I got to thinking, and this is more towards us as customers. We need to start being nicer. I've been thinking a lot about a couple things I've learned throughout life. I'm not really ranting; these are just some thoughts. First was the golden rule, the do unto others as they do unto you, or as you'd like them to do unto you. And I think we're forgetting that, very much forgetting that. Some of the meanest people I've met since the pandemic has happened, and I don't understand what's going on in our world that's causing that. It seems like there's a sign of entitlement, towards people you don't know. And I'm not really digging it, just in the fact that, you earn entitlement. And I don't think a lot of these people, especially our younger people, have earned it. Quite as of yet, and I could be wrong. I could be. But just because you are entitled or you feel that you are entitled doesn't mean that you look down upon or are mean to other people. I mean, that doesn't come as a privilege to entitlement. And the other thing was, there's two things. Do unto others as you would like them to do unto you, which is the golden rule. And then something that I know my mom and many moms like her, at least people my age, and I'm sure younger moms have told their kids through the generations, is if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. That just kind of comes with the territory. And I feel that we're losing that too. I see things changing in our world, and I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm doing dishes. I'm trying to get things together for our cheesecake video. But I see things going on in the world for the some good, some bad. But it just seems like we're changing for the wrong. We're getting lazy. We're expecting more, and want to throw temper tantrums when we don't always get our way. And I'm here to tell you, that's fact life. You're not always going to get your way. All right? That just comes with the territory. And you have to accept that. That's, people say that you don't have to be thick-skinned anymore. Well, in that aspect, you do have to be thick-skinned. You are not always going to get your way. I heard a guy speak 20 years ago, and he was talking about a guy who worked at a department store who a customer walks in, he sells them a pair of fine Italian shoes, very expensive Italian shoes, dress shoes. And the guy leaves. The person that sells it to him actually calls the guy and says, you need to come back and bring the shoes with you. And because one of the shoes was off. It was just a little off. Or no, the guy brought them back because the shoe was just a little off. Even though with the guy who sold them to him, he didn't really see anything wrong with them, but he got him a new pair and said, you're always, the customer isn't always right, but the customer is always served. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind. When you go into an establishment, restaurant, retail, whatever, you may not always be right. Remember, when you go into a restaurant, or a retail shop, you're not really the pro at that. or you wouldn't be there. You don't go in and buy. You're buying clothes because you don't make your own clothes. I think we've become, in some ways, too reliant on others and not so self-sufficient in many aspects. Like the fact that, restaurants in general were able to stay open through shutdowns because we were deemed necessary. Because 51% of the U.S. population relies on restaurants, which tells me there's a lot of people out there that, if the world stopped as we knew it tomorrow, for real, they would starve to death. And that's horrible. You need to know how to cook. You need to know how to cook from scratch. You need to know how to be able to grow your own food. I know it. In our household, we grow sustainable fruits and vegetables. More vegetables at the moment, but we have grown fruits in the past when we had the room. We have the ability to fish, hunt, to get meats and proteins, and we know how to preserve things. That's like back when we had our old house, and we will have this again. We will be working on aquaponics for our greenhouse. And I hope to start that maybe not this summer, next summer coming up, but the fall of next year. We're looking to buy a house next June, and by that fall, I hope to have a greenhouse up and going, so we can have aquaponics, so I can raise my own fish. We will have chickens, so I don't have to buy eggs anymore. I mean, these are all plans we made before we had some life changes a couple years back, and we'll have them again. But we know how to do it. We know how to be self-sustaining. We know how to take care of ourselves, and we treat each other with respect. I say hello. About 2 years ago, I adopted, because I've never been, in my mind, and most people know me, a horrible person or a mean person, but I had my moments. And then about 2.5 years ago, I had an epiphany from a book that Chris had bought me, and it was called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And if you get it, it's just some short stories and quotes of Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, which if you don't know who he is, he had a television show through many decades, and is not a perfect man, but an amazing man, an incredible role model. But he taught me, he opened up my eyes, and the way he thinks taught me to be a kinder, more understanding person. And I think the world needs more of that. I see and hear some horrible things. The gun violence is getting out of control. Just down the street from what is now my old store, literally right down the street, there was a shootout at the gas station. Why? And because of the way things have come to light with reason in the cases with the police, the police are more hesitant to do things about it, to take action about it. That's like, I heard a story on the news a few months ago where the Columbus Police Department isn't pulling people over, really, because they understand that that's not what the community wants, I guess. That scares me, that they may not have our backs, so to speak. So anyhow, I just wanted to rant for a moment while I was getting things together to make this video. You may not agree with what I've said, but I really think we need to take a better look at the golden rule, maybe start talking about it a little bit more, and listening to our mamas when it comes to, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. We need to work harder on our work ethics, like I said in last week's video, and work, to do it. Nothing in life is free, and nothing is handed to you that's worthwhile. You have to work for it. That's just the straight dope. I understand life will deal you a bad hand. It has dealt me, some bad hands. I lived in my truck for months, because I didn't make enough money to live anywhere. I had a full-time job and lived in my truck with my dog. So I get it. I know what it's like to be down and out. I've had drug abuse problems. I have had drinking problems. My life was not always easy. But what did I do? I picked myself up. I dusted myself off and said, Brian, you've got this. You're a better man than that. Everybody has bad situations. But as long as you take a positive mentality and do unto others like you want them to do to you, and say nice things, keep your mouth shut when you don't want to, I think you'll go far. All right, I'm done ranting. I'm getting ready to make a cheesecake so we can make a video and have a good time. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, thumbs down if you like to, notification bell, all that jazz. I love you. I love you guys all very much. Or I wouldn't say the things I'd say. Tell somebody else you love them, and you love them very much. And I will see you tonight for, this is Wednesday, we're doing Shipwreck, which is a one-pot quick weeknight meal. And tomorrow, which I'm getting ready to do now, cheesecake. You're gonna love it. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.